Hi friends, Dr. Ramadevi Papalu here, fertility specialist. Today I am going to discuss for whom IVF is necessary and with the IVF treatment what are the problems we need to encounter. So many times whenever the couple are suggested IVF, they may think the doctor is advising very fast or unnecessary, or you may think that doctor is not suggesting IVF to get the pregnancy faster. So either way you can think, either you can think it is a faster or you can think it is a late decision. So if you know the indications why we need to do IVF, then you can clear all your doubts. So first in the world, the IVF has come into existence because of the tubal block. Tube is the place, fallopian tube, uterine tube is the place where egg and sperm meet, embryo fertilization takes place. 5 to 6 days it grows in the tube and then comes into the uterus. So because of the infections, the tube is, if the tube is closed, this process, meeting of the sperm and egg are affected. So the first test tube baby is done for this indication. But in India, you know, many people after 2 deliveries, sometimes even after 1 delivery, people undergo permanent procedure like tubectomy. So after some years, if they lose the baby in an accident or because of the health issue, they are coming back for pregnancy again. So because tubectomy is a permanent procedure, it cannot be normally, with simple procedure it cannot be reversed. We have to do surgery, tuboplasty. But with the tuboplasty, the problem is the success depends upon the doctor and depends upon whether microsurgery is done or not. And post tuboplasty, if there is an infection, again they may get closed. And again at what part of the tube is removed, because tube is not uniformly same lumen from medial end to lateral end. Sometimes fimbria is lost, sometimes the closed part near the uterus is lost. So depending upon which part of the tube is removed and how much, what length of the tube is removed, and during this procedure, whether it is a microsurgery or normal surgery, various factors will be there. So final results after tuboplasty will be around 50 or 60%. If tube length is at least post surgery 10 centimeters is there and fimbria are healthy and the tube where it is cut is in the middle part of the tube, success rate will be more, provided even the lady age should be younger, below 34-35 years. So because some people, all 2 deliveries previously they undergo cesarean section. So if we do third operation for the tuboplasty, that becomes the third operation, and if they can conceive, we have to deliver again by cesarean section. So altogether the lady has to undergo another 2 more operations. So to avoid these things, and sometimes after tuboplasty, ectopic pregnancy is the most common problem. To avoid one surgery and ectopic pregnancy and failure, IVF is the shortcut. Coming to the ovary, many people, ovarian reserve is less. They cannot produce sufficient number of eggs, either because of the age or because of the premature failure or because of the premature ovarian reserve. So poor ovarian reserve. In these cases also we need to advise IVF. And in some patients with endometriosis, they cannot conceive naturally. For them also we advise IVF. Some people may have a problem of some cancers in the body. They may need to undergo radiotherapy or chemotherapy. If the lady is subjected to chemotherapy, radiotherapy, there is a possibility of mutations in the oocytes. So that can give abnormal pregnancies. In those cases, we take the oocytes before subjecting them to chemotherapy or radiotherapy, preserve them and do IVF latter part of life, and do embryo transfer will be done. So, any toxins in the body we suspect, in those cases oocyte IVF is advisable. Sometimes chromosomally transmissible diseases may be there with the mother. So, in those cases, if they conceive, baby may be sufferer. For them, IVF we need to do with egg donation. Continue. Unexplained infertility is another indication for IVF. After doing all the present day available investigations in both the male and female, we can't find any reason. In that, I think one is the stress, and another is the mild infection in the fallopian tube. If there is a mild infection, we cannot diagnose with any kind of a test, either hysterosalpingography or ultrasonography, Leiden tubal test or laparoscopy. We cannot identify a mild infections of the tube. Even the mild infection can cause infertility because the layers in the tube has got different functions. The innermost layer is called ciliary epithelium. The cilia will help to propagate the sperm towards the egg, and after fertilization embryo is propagated towards the uterus. So, this function is affected, or if the endothelium is affected, the endothelium is responsible to secrete the nutrition to the egg, sperm and embryo. So, nutrition will not be properly supplied to the gametes as well as the embryo, or because of the infection there may be toxins. The toxins may be affecting the sperm, egg and embryo. So, even mild infection can cause, so this which we cannot diagnose by any of tests available present day. Probably these things come under unexplained infertility. So, in spite of giving medicines, in spite of doing IUI, if the person does not conceive, those cases also we have to advise them for IVF. And elderly age group people, we cannot waste longer time because their ovarian reserve biological clock will be clicking very fast, and the quality of the egg also will be affected. So, elderly people above 36 years, we need to advise them a little earlier than younger age group people. And finally, coming to the male factor infertility, in male factor, at least if the in the semen analysis, if the count is around 40 million and motility is around 20 million and morphology is 20 million, we can advise them for IUI. But if they do not conceive within 3 months with these parameters, even in spite of giving some medicines to improve the sperm quality, if they do not conceive, in those cases also we need to do IVF. Some people, some men have got very oligospermia, oligoasthenospermia. Oligospermia means number is less, oligoasthenospermia means even the motility is affected. So, if such parameters are there, we even sometimes we do normal semen analysis also, we need to do DNA fragmentation test, because the pollution and high level of ROS, reactive oxygen species, oxidative stress, the chromosomes inside the sperm, because the sperm head size is very small when compared to the egg. So, surrounding cytoplasmic protection is not there to the chromosomes. Very easily the chromosomal DNA helix can be broken and their function can be affected because of the increased ROS, and that will lead to infertility. So, if DFI is high or oligoasthenospermia is there, in those cases also IVF is essential. In some men, complete absence of the sperm may be there, but the sperm is not there in the seminal plasma, but sperms are there in the testis. This is called azoospermia. We confirm this azoospermia by doing the scanning, first physical examination. Testis will be normal size, firm, and volume will be normal. So, a normal functioning testis will be very firm, it is not soft, it is not hard. And we can even do the chromosomal analysis. Normal men will have 46 XY chromosomes. So, if the chromosomes are normal, testicular size and volume and consistency are normal, and FSH, LH, the sperm producing hormones and testosterone, if they are normal, that means they are producing sperms, but they are not coming out due to various reasons. The reason can be obstructive azoospermia or non-obstructive spermia. So, in those cases, we collect the sperm either from the epididymis or from the testis itself. And even in some cases like women, women may get vasectomy operation. In those cases also this procedure is necessary. In very rare cases, congenital absence of vas, the tube that connects the epididymis from the testis to the penis is called vas deferens. There may be congenital absence of these tubes, connecting tubes. In those cases also we need to do IVF only. So, these are the common indications. Sometimes if the patient wants to get relieved of these tensions and concentrate on their career and divert their mind and do other important things in the life, in those cases also we can advise to go for IVF, because this gives the best results in infertility treatment. So, what are the complications, what are the risks associated with the IVF treatment or ICSI treatment? So, the most common problem with the IVF is with the drugs, sometimes there may be a hyperstimulation syndrome. But in my experience, I have been taking care to prevent it before stimulation, during stimulation, post stimulation. So, with this precautionary measures, I did not see hyperstimulation syndrome in the last more than 10-12 years. So, I need not worry, but in general that is one worry. And next is during the surgical procedure, there is a possibility of injury to the blood vessel, bowel, bladder or anything. So, that also with the experienced doctor, that is also very rare. I never faced that problem. Another, sometimes there may be infection. Infection is also, if we do 100% aseptic precautions, use all the disposables, this problem also will not come. So, these are the normal surgical procedure during stimulation procedure. As you know all that in IVF, post IVF, multiple pregnancy is a possibility, because one embryo transfer may not give success, because all the embryos are not chromosomally normal. So, we are forced to put more than, even though we want only one baby, we need to put at least 3 or 4 if it is a third day transfer, if it is fifth day transfer, 1 or 2 embryos. So, multiple pregnancy is another important thing, but as far as I know, according to my experience, in India twins is very welcome. If there is a triplet, we can even do with the consent selective fetal reduction at 6 weeks or 7 weeks. This will not give any problem to the mother or to the babies who are there in the womb. Sometimes ectopic pregnancy is also possible, because if the endometrium is not healthy, or if the embryos are transferred close to the tubal ostia, or if the fluid what we use for the embryo transfer is little more, in those cases the ectopic pregnancy is possible. But here, because the patient is all the time under supervision, diagnosis is also very early and treatment is also very early. If we diagnose very early, just with medical treatment that can be solved. So, about ectopic pregnancy you need not worry. And sometimes there is a possibility of miscarriage. I feel even miscarriage is very less after IVF treatment, because patient is under our control. We regularly do hormone analysis, we regularly do scanning, we regularly give all the supplements. What are the necessary things? Very early we can diagnose the complications and prevent them and prevent the abortion and take the patient till the safe delivery, and we can give best take home baby results rate. So, this also is many times we prevent, but it is not that 100% is in our hands. And congenital abnormality, some people may think because of the IVF ICSI or IVF, the increased rate of congenital abnormality, but all over the world, various studies, groups results have been analyzed total, and it is not concluded at all. Similarly, the patient stress, yes, I accept. Most of the time, when compared to the natural pregnancy, IVF pregnancy, both the wife and husband will be stressed. But I always advise them, please relax, your success rate will be doubled. If you are relaxed, your success rate will be doubled. Some studies were done regarding any increased possibility of cancer after the stimulation. That also multiple studies have been done all over the world. There is no conclusion about this problem also. That means almost all problems are preventable, and or we can reduce the percentage of problems with conscious precautionary steps if the doctor takes. So then actually we can think absolutely the risks are very few, and they are manageable. So don't worry about the risks. Of course, I know even the people are aware of IVF because so many babies have born in the world, especially in US. 1.2% children are born through IVF now in America. So be cool, be calm, don't get stressed, aware of all the steps, learn the things and reduce your tension, come for the treatment, have a successful pregnancy. Okay? Thank you.